Okay, this is the second video for Word Chapter 2 Project 2A. And we are on page 187, and we have just inserted a row above here, and then be sure the two cells are selected. If necessary, well, the easy way is to go over here and click and get that white arrow. And on the Layout tab in the Merge group, we want to merge those cells. So here's our Table Tools in the Layout tab, and Merge Cells is right here, and two cells become one. Setting tabs in a table is Activity 2.08. With the merged cell still selected on the Home tab in the Paragraph group, click the Dialog Box Launcher, this little arrow down here. And we want the paragraph dialog box, which we have on the Indents and Spacing tab, which is right here. In the lower left corner, click Tabs to display the Tabs dialog box. Okay. Under Tab Stop position, type 6.5. So I'm going to set a tab stop at 6.5. It's going to be a right tab stop, so click on right and click Set and click OK. And now you can see the little backwards L up there at the 6.5 inch mark on the ruler. And we want to type in this cell Josh Hayes. And now if you do tab when you're in tables, I'm going to do that right now, it takes you to the next cell. Okay, well, you don't want to go from cell to cell here. Let's go back. I want to stay in here, and I want to insert a tab character to get tabbed over to here. Well, the way you do a tab character, the way you insert a tab character in a table cell is hold the control key down before you press tab, or while you press tab. So hold control down, press tab, and it takes me all the way to the end. And whatever I type in now will be right aligned because I'm up against a right tab stop. So I'm going to put in a phone number here, parenthesis 727, parenthesis space 555-0313, and press enter. And on the left side, I want 1541. And do another control tab to move over to the right edge of the box. And J Hayes at alcona.net, and we are going to do a save. And now we're flipping to page 188, activity 2.09, modifying fonts in a table and using spacing after. Okay, so I want to select the name Josh Hayes, and I want to make it bold, so I can either click on the bold button on the Home tab, or I can do Control B. And I want to change the font size to 16. Click on the second line, which contains this stuff, and doesn't matter where, and we're going to put some spacing after, which will give us a little, little space between. We kind of want to set this stuff off from the stuff that's down below. So go to the page layout tab, and spacing after should be 18, which we have to click on 3 times here because it goes by 6 points at a time. And in the second column, click in the last paragraph of every cell and add 18-point spacing after, including the last row. A board will be added at the bottom of the table, and spacing will be needed between the last row. So go to the end of this and do 18 after. Go to the end of this and do 18 after. And go to the end of this and do 18 after. Go to the end of this. Now that stuff got spaced a little further apart, it looks like. And do 18 after. And go down here and do 18 after. Okay. And now in the second row, point to the word objective. And I want to make that bold. And actually, I think I want to make everything bold. So let's do this the easy way. We're going to we're going to drag our mouse through all of these cells here with our little black arrow. and I'm just going to do the keyboard shortcut on this one, do a Control B, and it will make them all bold. Now there are some things in the other columns that we want to make bold as well. We want to take Instructional Lab Assistant right here, which is the job title, and do a Control B to make that bold. And I'll bet we want to do Assistant Executive Editor as well. Don't go too far or you'll end up selecting everything. So you got to stop just before you get to the edge of the table. And then Teaching Assistant. Let's try Teaching Assistant. There we go. And do a Control B to make that bold. Now, I'm on number 9 on page 188 in the same cell as University of Florida down here. Okay, I want University of South Florida to be bold first. And I also want to take the name of the college down here and make it bold. And now click on the line beginning bachelor right here, and I want to do the spacing after twice. So I got twice, I got a little spacing in there. Let's see how we're doing. Still fits on a page. And I want to do the same thing for the last bulleted item under Assistant Executive Editor. And I'm looking for Assistant Executive Editor. Self-to-the-right experience under Instructional Lab Assistant. Click anywhere in the second bulleted item and do 12 points. Okay, so this one. And I want 12 after, and do the same thing for this one, and do 12 after, and still just barely on one page. Actually got a paragraph mark here on the next page. I'm not even sure if we can get rid of that, and we can't, which is kind of interesting. Scroll it to view the top of your document. Now it just barely fits on a page, and actually we're going to end it. We try to print this, we'll get 2 pages unless we tell it just to print 1 page. I'm going to, maybe I missed something here, but under University of South Florida, Tampa, Florida, I'm going to get rid of the space before this so that those are a little closer together. Whoops, wrong way. And I'm going to get rid of space before this. So, and now it looks a little more, I think, like what we see on page 180. So it's possible that I missed something there as I was going through this stuff. So now we're on page 189, activity 2.10, and I want to go to the top margin area above the table and point to the outside upper left corner of the table, and that's the table handle right there, and if you click on that, it will select the entire table. That's the quick way to select everything in the table. And what I want to do is I want to get rid of the borders, and that's probably going to be design here because it affects how it looks. And I want to go to borders here, and I want to choose no border. And for everything that's selected, it will remove the border. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're using a table to lay things out on the page, but then we're hiding the table borders so that when we print it, let's do a print preview here. And choose print. And now when you look at your document, okay, that's what it looks like. We can probably make that a little bit bigger so it's a little bit easier to see here. And I might have been going a little too far. Let's try. Here we go. You can't quite see the top and the bottom edge of the page, but that's what the document looks like. So we're using a table to control the layout of the text on the page, but it doesn't look like a table at all because we're just hiding the table borders. So that's kind of a useful application of tables. And now we are on page 189, number 5. And with the table still selected, which it is, On the Design tab in the Borders group, which is this group right here, click the Borders button arrow, and then at the bottom of the Borders gallery, click Borders and Shading. And now what we're going to do is on the Borders tab, under Setting, we want Custom. And under Style, we want thick upper line and a thin lower line. So let's scroll down to get a fat line on top and a skinny one on the bottom. And in the preview box at the right, point to the top border of the small preview. Okay, so right here. And click okay, I already clicked. I don't need to do that again. So now we're on number 189. Under Style, scroll down if necessary. Click the opposite style, which is the thin line on the top and the fat one on the bottom. And I'll bet we're going to put that one over here. And click OK. And we got a line at the top, and we've got a border down at the bottom. So there's only a small amount of space between the upper border and the first line of text. Click anywhere in the Josh Hayes line. On the Page Layout tab, we want to put some spacing before. So that's on the page layout. Before is currently 6, so let's make it 18. And let's take a look at our document. Let's do File, Print. And okay, we're getting 2 pages here. If I look at figure 216 on page 190, it says page 1 of 1 at the bottom. And so I'm not sure what the difference is here. Thought I did everything I was supposed to do, but his bottom border is actually up a ways, quite a bit further than mine. There's much more space here. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to go to my Home tab, and I'm going to click on Decrease Font Size, and click on that once. And everything inside here got decreased by, actually it did, that's not right. Let's undo that. If you do decrease font size, it takes everything to the next smallest item on here. And what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to do a keyboard shortcut. Hold the Control key down and hit the left square bracket. This is not in the book. And I think I hit the right square bracket. Let's try that one more time. And there we go. Now everything's just a little bit smaller than it was before. Now this was, I'm going to do that again. That was supposed to be 16, right? No, is that 16? No, it's 15. And this stuff down here is 15, and I have royally messed this up. But that's what undo is for. So let's go back here and let's go to borders and shading. And okay, so now we're back here. And I won't try to get cute, and I'll just leave it with that extra blank page at the bottom. Now what I want to do is I want to go redo my borders here. So we're going to go to Layout, we're going to, or Design rather, and we're going to go to Borders, and we want to do some custom border stuff here. And custom, and I want this one on the top, and click on OK. And I want borders again. I want to do another custom border, And this time I want to go to the bottom, whoops, and I got to select first over here and then click on OK. And now I've got it at both the top and the bottom. Okay. And we're going to leave it like that. You know, it looks like there might be a little bit of extra space here between these lines. Maybe I got some spacing before going on here. Let me check and see. Home. Sorry, page layout, and this one has 6 points before. If I decrease that to 0, now it fits on one page. It still doesn't quite look as small as his stuff does in the print preview, but that's okay. The last part of this is Project A is on page 191, and it's about presenting a Word document online. And we're going to skip that. And that takes us to the end of Project 2A. Just click on Save here, make sure you save it so you've got all your changes. And that's the end of 1A, or I'm sorry, 2A.